Welcome to Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a full job costing, accounting, and profit management program for custom home builder solutions. This video will be a quick update to the previous two videos that I did about setting up financial budgets for a year for your income statement accounts so that you could do an overall company financial budget comparison to your regular income statements. Let me click this button over here under Accounting Setup for financial budgets. And when I showed you the window before, something I've added, this is part of the update, is that there'll be a list of budget worksheets that you've created and what their budgeted net is. I did a little bit on 2006 and I'm not done with it, and I'm really not done with the 2002 one that I showed you in the previous videos either. But this way you can see what budget worksheets you've started and click on one of those. If I click on this 2002 one, then that budget worksheet will open that we were talking about in the previous two videos. It also supplied the 2002 over here so that any reports that I want to do that suddenly have displayed will display, and I can do the various reports that I showed in the previous video about comparing your budget to your income statements. The other thing I've added, so that this thing is what I've added, just a list of budget worksheets that you've had. And I've also, in the first video about financial budgets, I showed you a way to go to the accounting general ledgers to look at some numbers for some year you might like to analyze. Usually it'd be just past previous year, and you're setting up a budget for a year coming up, and so you're wanting to look at this year's stuff. In our case, we don't have very much financial data, so I'll just use 2002. But I'll show you that I've put a couple of buttons here to go ahead and help you analyze a little bit better right away if you're interested in looking at a certain year and what you want to budget for. So let's analyze this year with just summaries for each month. Now, like I've said in the previous videos, we really mostly only have data for the first 6 months of the year 2002, so you can see that here that we don't have anything. These are your actual numbers from your income statement accounts. This is not your budget, but it's so you can get some averages, and the average will be based on however many months show up in the list. So this would be just all your sales and cost of sales and expense accounts that are on your income statement, so that you can take a look at how much they summed to each month, and get some averages. So that in this case the average is divided by 4 because there's 4 records, in this case divided by 1. Excuse me. That kind of thing. So I just wanted to show you I've added that tool to be able to look real quickly at those averages. And the other button here is to analyze the detail of those accounts. It's not doing the averages, but you can see by month. It's easier to look at one way down here. Let's look at something like telephone expense or rent office. You can see how it's January, February, March, and then the detail and when you paid them and whatever description you typed in and who you paid, and then the total of the whole account, so that you can see the detail behind each month pretty quickly of what these amounts were on that summary that you did before. So hopefully those will be some tools that will help you do your financial budgeting, and they're a little more at your fingertips now than what I was describing in the first video about finding some information. Of course, as I was talking about, there's a monthly activity spread that I mentioned in the first video that will spread your months across columns, and that can also be pretty handy for doing some financial budgets. But I just wanted to point out those couple of things real quick, and thank you for watching.